guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my long-awaited 1,000 subscriber Q&A. So let's get started. So a few weeks ago I hit 1,000 subscribers, and as a little thank you to all of you guys who are subscribed, I decided to do a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And in order to enter that giveaway, which is now closed, you had to enter a Q&A question, and then I said that I was going to do a Q&A video answering all those, and I'm finally doing it. I know it's really late. I know it's because finals and school have been killing me. But I'm finally here, I'm doing it right now. And also I got so many questions, you can't even believe it. I got like over 50 questions, which is just insane. So I'm going to try to get to as many as possible. If I don't get to your question, I'm sorry. It's just that obviously I don't want this video to be an hour long, and also I'm going to try to go through the questions as quickly as possible so that, again, it's not super long, so I'm not going to go into drawn out stories. Also, just really quick, thank you to everyone who wrote a question for me. It just means so much to me, so thank you so much. So let's get started. Alright, so the first question I have is your top 5 favorite book characters. So obviously I have so many favorite characters, so it is very, very hard to narrow down. So I'm just going to shoot out some of the first ones that come into my mind. Reese from A Court of Mist and Fury, Liam from the Darkest Minds trilogy, Simon Spear from Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, Aelin and her entire crew from the Throne of Glass series, and then recently I'm going to say both Julian and Adam from A List of Cages, which I just recently read and fell in love with. It comes out January 2017. It's so good. I'll talk about it more in a later video, but oh my god, it's so good. And the cover looks like this. It's so good. Which Harry Potter character do you most identify with? So this is sort of an interesting question. I feel like I have multiple answers for this question because I feel like I don't necessarily align perfectly with one single character, but since I am a proud Hufflepuff, my automatic answer would be Cedric Diggory. And then I also feel like I have a little bit of Hermione in me, just with really loving school and being very studious and that kind of stuff. And I feel like I also am sort of like Neville, as in I'm kind of shy and not very brave, but when my friends are being threatened, my bravery sort of comes out. So I feel like those 3 characters I probably identify with. What are your current favorite TV shows and why? So honestly, I have no time to watch TV. I'm either studying or sleeping or reading and that kind of stuff. So honestly, there are not enough hours in the day, and I really want to watch more TV, but I really don't. I would say the TV show that I've sort of love the most and watch the most is Criminal Minds, but that's honestly it. I watched Once Upon a Time a few years ago and I really loved it, but I haven't really continued on after season 1, and I should probably do that. But yeah, I don't really watch TV, sadly. What are your other hobbies outside of school and booktube? I am in the elite choir at my school, I do drama club, and I also am in this mentorship program for my school, which basically means that since I'm a junior in high school that I meet with these 2 little 6th graders every single week, and we chat about life and how to be better at studying, and I basically mentor them and make them better students and things, so that's pretty cool. Next question, do you think the Twilight series or the Host movies were better? I haven't seen the Host movie. I haven't read The Host by Stephanie Meyer, so that's kind of awkward. I really love the Twilight movies though. So, I know lots of people don't like them, but I think they're great, so I would probably say the Twilight movies, they have a special place in my heart. How many books do you think you could read in your lifetime? I cannot put a number on that. I hope I read a ton. I know that I'm not going to have enough time to read as many books as I really want to, but I do hope that I get to a whole lot of them, but obviously I can't put an exact number value on that. What music do you listen to? I'm kind of a nerd. I either listen to musical theater things, so shows like Hamilton, and that kind of stuff, or I listen to country music, or I listen to classical music, or I listen to pop music. I have a wide variety. What is your favorite book? For this year, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Converse or Vans? I have an obscene amount of Converse. I have a few pairs of Vans. I have a bunch of shoes, guys. But I feel like I am liking Vans more now than I did before, so I'm gonna have to go with Vans even though I have more Converse. I feel like Vans has more variety. How can you get pre-released books? I'm not sure whether this question means necessarily how do you in general get pre-released books or how do I get pre-released books. I'm going to focus on how I get pre-released books. Basically I have a bunch of ARCs over here that I get from my local bookstore. I'm actually part of a program there to where I I read arcs and I write reviews on them before they come out, and then the reviews are displayed in the section and online when the book comes out. So I'm part of that program. You have to like apply for it and then go to an interview for it. And also lots of my bookseller friends I'm really close to, and so when there's an arc that comes into the store, they sometimes save it for me, and that's how I get some of them. So yeah, I owe basically all of my pre-released book like amazingness to my local bookstore. And what is your book recommendation? There are so many good books. Avoid talking about A Court of Thorns and Roses again because that's an amazing series. I'm gonna have to go with Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This series is amazing, and I think that it could appeal to everyone. It's so cool. It's a heist novel. It basically follows these 6 outcasts, and they have to sort of band together to break into this prison that's never been broken into before. And this book was great, and then the sequel, Crooked Kingdom, was it was so good. It was so good. Next I have some questions from Rayanne. She's a doll. So favorite color? Purple. If you could change your first name, would you? If so, what would you change it to? I would not change my first name. I started thinking about like what I would change it to, and I honestly wouldn't. I really love my name. But if I had to change it, I really love the name Emma. Like, I feel like I relate pretty strongly with Emma Carstairs from The Dark Artifices, so she's pretty awesome. So if I had to, I would probably change my name to Emma. And quick, pick a different country to live in. Either Canada or England. I've always wanted to go to England. I feel like my soul like lives in England. So either Canada or England. Now I have some questions from Haley. Top 5 Harry Potter characters and why they are your favorites. Whew. Sirius Black because he's amazing and I cried so much when Order of the Phoenix happened. Cedric Diggory because he's a Hufflepuff and he's amazing. Harry Potter because he's the lead of the series and obviously I love Harry. Dumbledore because he's Dumbledore. I also really love Neville because he's so sweet and adorable and he's amazing and I love him so much. Favorite new magical creature from Fantastic Beasts? Obviously. He's so cute. I love the Niffler. Best trilogy you've ever read. So, as far as, I always say that the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson is my favorite trilogy of all time, but I actually haven't read the last book yet. I haven't read Hero of Ages yet, and I hate myself for it. I just haven't had time. But I always say that this is my favorite trilogy, but I haven't completed it, so it's kind of a cop-out answer. As far as completed series go, I'm gonna have to go with The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Who are a couple of your favorite actors that you will see anything that they're in? Fun fact, I am not really into actors. I can't remember actors at all. I honestly, and I don't see a lot of movies and I don't watch a lot of TV, which is kind of sad, but yeah, recently Eddie Redmayne because Fantastic Beasts, he's great, so I guess that would be my answer. Whatever he's in next, I'm going to see, and also probably Daniel Radcliffe. He's pretty cool too. I got this question a few times, but what is the book that motivated you to read or want to read? So this is a really hard question. I mean, I've been into books like almost my entire life. You know, from when I was a little like infant and my mother would read to me, and all through my life I have been reading, so I don't think I could accurately pinpoint exactly this is the book that made me want to read. I mean, obviously when I was little I read Amelia Bedelia, Junie B. Jones, Magic Tree House. In sort of my older years I read Alex Rider and Inkheart and those kind of things. For YA I read Legend, Harry Potter, you know, there's all these series that, you know, have influenced my reading life, and I sort of talked a little bit more in depth about this in the books that I am thankful for video that I did in honor of Thanksgiving. But yeah, I don't think I could really pinpoint it, but those are just some of the few that I know have affected me. I also got this question a few times, and that is, what inspired you to start your booktube channel? So I've always wanted to do YouTube for like years. I've always wanted to do it, and it hasn't always been books. You know, when I was little, or like littler, like when I was like 9 or 10, I really wanted to do a beauty guru channel. And I'm really glad I didn't do that because I can't do beauty guru stuff. But I like would literally film videos on my little digital camera and then just delete them as soon as like I was done. I would like take like so long to film like room tours and makeup stuff, and then I would just delete them because I didn't really want to like put them actually out there. And then I wanted to do like pet themed videos, like you make stuff for your pets and stuff, because at the time I had become the proud mother of 5 rats, and so I was really into like rat videos and stuff like that. But again, I would do the same thing. I would like film hauls and stuff and then just delete them, which is kind of sad. Anyway, BookTube I think finally gave me the courage to start a BookTube channel because my love for books has been throughout my entire life. It hasn't been just a phase, which is sort of what beauty gurus and like pet videos were. They were not a phase. They have been constant, and I love books so much. They are such a huge part of my life, and I really think that that inspired me to start my BookTube channel. Plus, Christine from Pulling Bananas Books is awesome, and I'm like, I love her. I want to be in this community, and I've just heard countless times how amazing this community is, and it honestly is. And yeah, so I'm just so thankful that I decided to do it. And I guess it's sort of a cop-out answer, but I guess I would say my love for books inspired me and actually pushed me over the edge to start my BookTube channel. How many books do you own? So I actually, when I reorganized all my bookshelves, I actually counted, and at that point I had like 310, including like all my classics and everything. But since then I've acquired like a good number of books, and so I would say, just rounding, I would say probably about like 350. What book has the most surprising plot twist? So I actually don't read a lot of thrillers or books that have like huge plot twists, but I'm going to give this series a little bit more love, and I'm going to have to say Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This book is full of heists and all kinds of crazy things that happen, and half of the time I had no idea what was going on, or I thought I knew what was going on, and then Leigh Bardugo just turns around and flips everything on its head, and like everything goes to hell, and everything, like the shit hits the fan. And so I would say this is the book that has like the most plot twists and also the most surprising, because it's crazy in this book. What things make you happy? Books, my family, my friends, my beautiful bookshelves, my local bookstore. You guys make me so happy. Anyone comments or subscribes, it just warms my heart. Like I said, my family, my pets, my house, you know, general things like that. What's your favorite movie? There are a bunch of really good movies, but my sort of constant answer of my favorite movie is actually Now You See Me. I've watched that movie so many times. So many times. I think I'm like approaching like 10 times that I've seen this movie, and I love it every single time, so yeah. How do you manage to push through a reading block? So this is an interesting question, because mostly people ask like, you know, how do you get through writer's block and, you know, reading block slash like a reading slump or whatever. I'm one that can kind of force myself to read books when I don't want to read them. I'm not really one that like completely just throws up my hands and doesn't want to read, but actually this like past week I've been in a pretty big reading slump after I read this beautiful thing that completely destroyed my soul, and I don't want to read anything else after it because it was so good. And so I am sort of in a little reading slump now, and I guess my advice would be take a break. You know, I've been not reading for the past week, and I haven't really been beating myself up about it. Don't beat yourself up about it if you can't get into reading. When you want to read, when you're in a reading slump, you know, it's hard. Like, you want to read, but at the same time you don't. But I would say my biggest advice is you'll know when you are out of your slump, that you will want to read, and you'll be desiring it and really wanting to read. And I think that is the best time to pick up books. I wouldn't suggest forcing yourself to read books unless like you have to meet a deadline or something, because that's just like no fun for anyone. Yeah, just play it by ear. It's fine if you're in a reading slump. I don't think that you should feel bad about it if it lasts a day, if it lasts a week, if it lasts a month, if it lasts 6 months, you know, but just enjoy when you're reading. And if you try to force yourself to read books when you're not ready to, it's not going to be a fun experience, and you're not going to like the book as much as you would have if you were actively wanting to read it. So that's my little spiel on that. How tall are you? I am 5'4", almost 5'5". Favorite pizza toppings? So I really like cheese, obviously. I like, my favorite pizza is actually a green pepper and mushroom pizza. So I would say those. I also like eat Supremes a lot, but I really don't like olives. So anything but olives is good. So this is one that I sort of touched on already, but how did you start your BookTube channel? Any tips, and where did you buy your bookshelves? As far as where did I buy my bookshelves, I bought them from IKEA. They are the Billy bookshelves. And as for any tips for starting a BookTube channel, my main advice would be do it. Just do it. Like I sort of talked about before, I put off doing YouTube for a really long time, and just one day I decided I'm going to do this. It was like in the middle of finals week, like last year, and I'm just like, I'm going to do this. And I did, and it was wonderful, and it worked out so well. So I would say definitely just, if you feel like you're ready, because obviously don't just do it if you don't think you'll be able to commit to it, because my first few months that I was on BookTube, I really wasn't committed. And also, don't really worry about subscribers or whatever. I know that lots of people get really discouraged the first few months that they are on YouTube because they don't have a lot of subscribers. I've been there, okay? It took me like 6 months to get 100 subscribers. So sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it doesn't take a long time. Maybe you'll start a BookTube channel and you'll get 1,000 subscribers from your first video. You know, it all just depends. But my main advice would be, don't get discouraged by that, and just keep making content that you are proud of, and eventually people will begin to notice. When you upload your first video, it's not like you're signing a contract saying that I'm going to be doing this for the next 5 years of my life. If you do it and you really hate it, you can stop, okay? So I would say just at least try it out for a few weeks and then just decide from there. What do you want to do after high school? So my main thing that I want to do after high school is obviously go to college, and I want to major in English with sort of a minor in business. I really want to go into the publishing industry. I know lots of readers want to be writers. I don't necessarily want to go into writing. I really want to be in the publishing world. So, and just generally in the book world. So being a publisher, editor, working at a publishing house. That just seems like really cool to me. So yeah, that's sort of what I want to do. What's your favorite genre to read? I love fantasy. Do you write besides read? Not really. I mean, I write essays for school, but I'm like I said, I'm not really a writer. And what's your favorite drink? So I love eggnog. Eggnog's like one of my favorite things, and since it's like December, it's so good. I love it so much. And I also really love coffee from Starbucks and McDonald's and Dutch Bros. I love coffee. What's the prettiest edition of any book that you own? I got the pretty version of My True Love Gave to Me, the 12 Holiday Stories, the UK edition that's like has the pink, and it's so pretty, and I love it so much. This is the prettiest one. I love it. Oh, it's so pretty. Where do you most like to read? I sort of pace when I read. I like go to like many different places. When there's a big action scene, I can't just sit down in one place and like just read that. I have to like move. I am one that really, like, when I'm like hyped up or whatever, I really have to move. So I do read a lot in my mom's room because she has a queen size bed, so I can like lay out on that. And I also sit at my desk, and I basically read everywhere. Like there are times where I'm laying on my floor, I'm laying in the middle of the kitchen, I'm sitting at the kitchen table. I sort of read everywhere, but my favorite place would probably be my mom's room. This is a question based on the fact that in my giveaway I gave away a copy of Marissa Meyer's The Chemist, and so I met Stephanie Meyer, and this question is, what was she like? So honestly, the event was crazy. There were so many people there, so there was absolutely no time to talk to Stephanie, so there's not really much I can say about it. She was really funny and really sweet and kind and everything during like the Q&A portion of it, but I personally didn't really get to talk to her that very much. But she seemed really nice. If you could make any book of your choice a movie, which one would it be and why? There were so many books that I want to be movies. Let's see. Probably A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I really think that Six of Crows would be an amazing series. Also, the Legend series by Marie Lu. Like The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. There are a ton of books that would make amazing movies. So I have some questions from Julia. What is your favorite animal, and do you have any pets? My favorite animal for the longest time has been a jaguar. I also really like turtles. Turtles are great. Do I have any pets? Yes, I do. I actually have a dog and 2 cats. So that's going to be all the questions that I'm going to be answering today. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. I think I got to most of them. Some of them were repeats, so I didn't like repeat the answer a lot. But yeah, I have one final question, and this is a funny story. So one of my really good friends, his name is Skylar. Hi Skylar, I know you're watching this. Actually found my BookTube channel, and he commented on one of my videos, and I really haven't told anyone from my school or any of my friends besides like a few chosen people that that I have this booktube channel, but he found me and it was just the most hilarious thing. So he wrote a question in this video, so I want to first off dedicate this video to Skylar because he's been pressuring me every single day at school as to when I'm going to be doing this Q&A. And so this video is dedicated to you and I'm going to answer your question. So his question is, I'm not going to answer it. Love you, Skylar. So there you have it. That is my 1,000 subscriber Q&A video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Give it a like if you did and subscribe if you want to see more weird bookish things from me. I have my Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter all linked down below, so if you want to go check those out, you can follow me on those platforms. I hope this video wasn't too long and too rambly for you guys, but those are my Q&A questions. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later in another video. Bye!